instructors, this is Amy. Welcome to Cricut Basic How-Tos. Today we'll be talking about cutting mats. Cutting mats are the second most frequently replaced item after the cutting blades. The cutting mats, when they come new, they have a piece of cellophane on top. And when you store them, they suggest that you put this back on top because you want to keep as much lint and dirt off of your cutting mats because then they are not sticky anymore. So what I do is I take a marker and I mark on this side, like this side up, so that I know when I put this back on here that I'm putting the right side on. If you put this on this way, it actually sticks to the mat. This side, it's treated so that it doesn't stick. Okay, so you take this film off. I think when the cutting mats are new that they're too sticky. So what I usually do is I just take my hands and I just lightly, go like that so they're not quite as sticky. Now these newer mats are actually better. This is one of my original mats, and these are very, very sticky. This one not as much. So the mats come in different sizes. Each one fits the machine that you have. Your machine comes with them. When I store my mats, I hang them up. So I'll put the plastic back on and then I'll hang them. I'll show you a picture of where I hang my mats so that they stay flat and stay cleaner. Do not put your paper over the top of any of these numbers or marks on the edge. That's what the machine uses to know where it's at. So then another thing to save on your mat is if you're just cutting a 6-inch thing, only put an 8-inch piece of paper on there. You don't want to put a 12-inch piece of paper on here. It just puts more paper fiber into your mat. So to clean off your mats, I have a Cricut scraper, but you could use probably any scraper that you have. And you need to get all of those little bits of paper off. You can see, like, a lot of these, still have a lot of bits of paper. But I try to get as much of that off as I can. And then I take alcohol wipes, baby wipes, anything like that. And I will clean the mats. And you don't really think you're getting a lot off, but it really does get those little bits of paper off and keeps your mats stickier longer. So I have another video I will link at the bottom about cleaning mats. So that's how you keep them clean. And now let's go and show you how to actually load them into the machine. Okay, this is my Cricut Expression, and we are going to take the mat, and when you load the mat, you want to make sure that you get the mat inside this guide, and that you also get them underneath these rollers, and make sure you're straight along that edge. If this goes in crooked, first of all, it doesn't cut right, and then it gets jammed up in there, and you can actually ruin your mat. So we're going to use a couple buttons here. We have the load mat and the unload mat. So if you press the load mat, you can see that the cutting blade starts at the home position. Now this is the landscape. Your items are going to, like if you cut a word, it's going to cut like this and you'll read it from this direction. Now there's a button on here that's called the portrait button. So let's unload our mat. The portrait button is up here. We're going to turn that on. It tells you over here that you're in the portrait mode. Now we're going to load the paper, or I'm sorry, load the mat. So we'll load the mat, and you'll see that the cutting blade is going to the other side of the mat, and it will start cutting in this corner. Now if you type out a word and cut it, the word will be this way and you read it here. That'll come in later on when you're deciding, where you want to cut things on your mat. Okay, so we'll unload that mat. Well, actually, let's turn off the portrait mode. And that'll go back there. And if we load the mat now, it'll stay in the landscape mode. Don't forget to see what the fuss is all about at sellhandmadeproducts.com. Thanks for watching and have a great day.